All right, here's your Unit 1 test. The questions are going to be numbered weird, but here's number 4. What would be the best investment to make it in the southern Tidewater region to make a profit? Is it plantations with slave labor or shipbuilding? Number 5. What was the best investment to make a profit in the Middle Colonies region? Was it large estates with indentured servants, or was it plantations with slave labor? Number 6. What was the best investment to make in the New England region to make a profit? Plantations with slave labor or shipbuilding? Number 7. The economy in the southern region of the Tidewater came to depend on slavery to help tend fields of cash crops. True or false? Number 8. Fearing trouble from revolting slaves, colonial authorities wrote slave codes or strict laws that restricted the rights and activities of slaves in the colonies. True or false? Number 9. How did people in the frontier earn a little extra cash from time to time? Plantations with slave labor or distilling grain into whiskey? Number 10, what was the best investment to make in the southern Piedmont region of colonial America to make a profit? Plantations with slave labor or trapping and hunting? It can be said that most colonial Americans in the middle and southern regions made their living from agriculture or manufacturing. Number 12, the first important cash crop in the Tidewater southern colonies was tobacco or sugarcane. Number 13. One of the differences between the middle colonies' large estates and the southern colonies' large estates was in the area of labor. Which of the following statements best describes this difference? The southern colonies had slaves while the middle colonies used free or indentured labor, or both regions used indentured labor. All of the colonies shared one certain type of region. What was this region? The frontier or the Tidewater? Number 15. Most pioneers on the frontier were woodsmen, loners who didn't want city life, and they did the following tasks to survive: fishing or subsistence farming. Number 16. Which colonial regions profited the most over time from slavery and the slave trade? Was it the northern colonies or the southern colonies? Number 17. What was a primary cause that contributed to the differences among the English colonies in North America? Was it the geography was different or the language was different? Number 18. As the desire for cheap labor grew in the southern colonies, Africans as slaves was made permanent, or slaves were shipped back to Africa. Number 19, you're going to use this chart and graphic to help answer the question, which continents imported slaves from Africa? Africa, North America, South America, and your options are that the continents importing slaves from Africa were South America, Europe, Africa, and India, or North America and South America. Number 20, which area received the largest percentage of African slaves? So you'll use this chart. You've got Brazil, British Caribbean, the French Caribbean, the British North America, Spanish Central and South America, or other Caribbean areas. So your answer choices are Brazil or British North America, which had the largest percentage of African slaves. Number 21, which statement is true based on the chart and map? Most slaves were taken to Central America, South America, and the Caribbean, or slaves from Brazil were taken to Africa. Number 22 says, in a state of nature, what does John Locke believe will happen? Think about the little fishes. So people who are stronger or more skilled will abuse those who are weaker or less skilled. People protect their natural rights by using their own strength and skill, or all of the above. Number 23, what did John Locke choose to believe about society? Was it that all people are naturally greedy, or that most people are naturally good? What must happen for a social contract to take place and work effectively? Is it that everyone agrees to the rules set forth and hopefully abides by them? Or that social contracts never work, so therefore none exist? Why do people agree to form a social contract? Everyone gets security that is provided by a government. It is a better alternative to a state of nature, or all of the above. Number 26, what is the purpose of government? There is no purpose nor a need for government, or to protect those natural rights that individuals cannot protect themselves. Number 27, what does it mean to give consent? To deny people their natural rights, or to approve of something or allow something to take place? Number 28, what are the 3 natural rights Locke believes everyone has? Is it liberty, freedom of religion, and not doing homework, or life, liberty, and property? According to John Locke, who gives people their natural rights? Just by being born a human, or Miss Spry, Mr. Wemelt, Mr. Tullio, and Mr. Stewart? According to John Locke, who can take away a person's natural rights? The government, or no one can actually take away your basic rights? 31, you're going to decide if it's primary source or a secondary source. So Uncle Tom's Cabin is the name of a controversial book written in 1852 by Harriet Beecher Stowe about slavery that happened during the 16 to 1800s in the United States. Is that a primary source or a secondary source? Number 32, we'll decide if it's a primary or secondary source. A YouTube video published in 2016 about the fall of the Alamo, which happened in 1836. Number 33, identify if it's a primary or secondary source. A History Channel episode from 2009, Founding Frenemies, that explained the arguments between John Adams and Thomas Jefferson from 1792. Number 34, identify if the example is showing a primary or a secondary source. A biography about Andrew Jackson, who lived from 1767 to 1845, but it was written in 1945. Number 35, identify if the example is showing a primary or secondary source. Speech made by George Washington in 1796, known as the Farewell Speech from Office. Then we're going to jump down all the way to number 43. Complete the analogy, slaves are to plantations as indentured servants are to large plantations, or large estates, or large plantations. Number 44, identify which sentence is a fact about the Middle Colonies. So a fact. 4 colonies made up the Middle region: New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Or is it the scenic Hudson River flows south through eastern New York before reaching New York City? Number 45. Identify which sentence is an opinion about the frontier. This region was inhabited by woodsmen who were not afraid of being alone in the woods or afraid of the threat of hostile natives. Or is it all of the colonial regions, New England, Middle, and Southern, had frontier regions? Which one's an opinion? Then we're going to go down to the triangle trade. So New England's participation in the triangle trade for number 48 is that shipping slaves to Africa, or did they distill rum and shipped it east? And then 49, the southern region participated in the triangle trade, and that included importing slaves and exporting cash crops, or distilling rum and shipping it east. Number 50 is a scenario. I am a New England colonist, and I make a living by fishing. I have just caught 100 pounds of codfish off the coast of Massachusetts. I want to sell my fish for $2 a pound. Colonists in the South very much want fish, so they are willing to buy the fish for $4 a pound. What is the supply in this scenario? So supply, is that the 100 pounds of codfish, or that Southern colonists are willing to buy fish for $4 a pound? And then 51 is the same scenario. So I have just caught 100 pounds of codfish, and I want to sell my fish for $2 a pound. But the colonists in the South really like the fish, and they are willing to pay $4 a pound. What is the demand in this scenario? 100 pounds of codfish, or is the demand that Southern colonists are willing to buy fish for $4 a pound? Same scenario for 52. I want to sell my fish for $2, and the colonists in the South very much want fish, and they are willing to buy the fish for $4 a pound. What will happen to the demand if all of a sudden I start charging $20 a pound for fish instead of $2 or $4? Will the demand increase or will the demand decrease? So increase go up, decrease goes down. Number 53, same scenario. All of a sudden, what will happen if the demand, if I start charging $1 a pound for fish? So the Southerners are willing to pay $4, all of a sudden I'm just going to charge $1 a pound. Will the demand increase and go up, or will the demand decrease and go down? And that is your Unit 1 test.